Ducks, Noah Sports. This week, we're talking about the NBA playoffs. This time, on the west side. My last video, I talked about the east side, so now I'm going to talk about the west side. The west could be good because the west in the NBA is always the better conference, and they got some matchups that are really juicy in the first round. But let's start with the first seed, San Antonio Spurs taking on number 8 seed Utah Jazz. Spurs last year, a veteran team, but then lost in the first round as a number 1 seed to the upstart Memphis Grizzlies. And this year, same exact thing. Veteran team against an upstart Utah Jazz team. Start with the Spurs here. Spurs, very good team. I doubted them going the year. I did think they'd be a playoff team, but I didn't think it'd be this good. I thought they'd be around, 5th seed, 6th seed. I didn't think they'd be number 1 seed again. They proved me wrong. They showed maybe some of their old guys like Duncan and Parker maybe aren't so old, and some of those guys actually had some of their best years this year. So San Antonio Spurs are a very, very good team and could go to the NBA Finals. That's how good they're playing right now. But on the other side, you have a young Utah Jazz team, which, but last year they were facing a young Grizzly team that beat them. I don't think anything's going to happen this year just because I don't think Utah, they got a lot of good young players. But there's just something missing in Utah. I think they need a point guard. They have a lot of good young players like Hayward and so on. But I just think with the veteran leadership of San Antonio, I think it's going to be enough. I think the Spurs knock out the Jazz in 6 games. Our next matchup, a rematch of the Western Finals from last year, as the Oklahoma City Thunder take on the Dallas Mavericks. We'll start with Dallas on this one. Dallas won the championship last year, and this year you have to say they've had a disappointing year. They've gone backwards. There's just something missing this year. They don't have the same fire as last year. I don't know what it is, but they're just not the same. They're not playing the same level of intensity that we're playing last year. And I just think, I think they go home early this year. I think they go home this round because they're playing a team in Oklahoma City, who's so good. Durant, Harden, Westbrook, probably the best trio in the league. I'll put it up there with anybody. To the Heat's trio, to the Celtics trio, I'll put it with any trio in the league. They are so good right now. And I just think this team, it's the year of the Thunder. This year of the Thunder, and I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win the championship this year. I honestly believe that, and I just think this will be too much for Dallas, and I think they have revenge on their minds. And I think the Thunder knock out the Mavericks in 6 games. Our next matchup, the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Denver Nuggets. Lakers, this isn't the same old Laker team as, there's been a lot of missteps along the way this year. Kobe's not happy, Bynum's not happy. Seems like somewhere along the way, seems like everybody on the team was not happy what's going on this year. New coach Mike Smith. I don't think they really respect this dude. Sorry, Mike Brown. Mike Smith. Mike Brown. Sorry for that. But I just think they don't really respect this dude. And I just believe the Lakers, they're a good team. Don't get me wrong. The Lakers could go the NBA championship. But there's just something wrong in this room right now. And I don't know what it is. But I just think there needs to be some reamped in the offseason. Because they need to bring in some more players. Maybe they bring in a Dwight Howard. Because this is an aging team that's not getting any younger. And I just think there's something wrong in this room. And on the other side, you have Denver, upstart team. When they trade Melo away, I thought it was over for them. Honestly, I thought they were dead. It was over. But they rebound well as a franchise. Coming back well, going to the playoffs back-to-back years without Melo. But I just think they have a lot of good young stars. But like I said, all the turmoil in LA. But I think it's not really going to matter at the end of the day because I think Kobe Bryant, pride alone, will take the Lakers to the next round. And I believe the Los Angeles Lakers win this series in 7 games. I think it goes the distance, but I think the Lakers, the veteran experience, says it all. Oh, and the final matchup I'm most looking forward to, the Memphis Grizzlies, who did the big upset last year against the Spurs, taking on the upstart Los Angeles Clippers. The Clip Show back in the playoffs. We'll start with Memphis. Last year, nobody saw that one coming. I know I didn't see it coming. If you said you saw it coming, then you were lying. Nobody saw them upsetting the Spurs. And, kind of up and down year. They had injuries to start the year, which didn't help. The lockout thing, it hurt them a little bit. But I think Memphis, really good team. I mean, so many good players, from Gay to Randolph. Such a good year. And they have an outside shot, I think, of going to the West Finals. I mean, they're a very, very good team. But on the other side, you have one of my favorite teams to watch all year, the Los Angeles Clippers. I can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah. I mean, you have guys like Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. I mean, they're so good. Lob City, as I said. I've said late a lot this year watching the Clippers. Said out late. I'm not at midnight watching reruns of Seinfeld. No, I'm watching the Clippers. That's right. I got stayed up late and watched my Clippers. I mean, they're such a good team. And honestly, I believe this. I think like Memphis upset the Spurs last year. I believe in the Clippers, and I believe the Los Angeles Clippers upset the Memphis Grizzlies and knocked the Grizzlies out in 6 games. Alright, so to recap, I like the Spurs to win in 6. I like the Thunder to win in 5. I like the Lakers to win in 7. And I like my Clippers to win in 6 games. Well, stay tuned for the next couple of months because it's going to be some exciting ball. And these playoffs are going to be good. But till next time, I'm Aaron Duxbury saying I'm Dux, and I know sports. Kind of.